The Galactic Research Station floated in the dark space between two dying stars. It was old. It was big. And it was full of aliens who thought they knew everything about the universe. Dr. Vell was one of those aliens. He had 4 arms, blue skin, and eyes that never blinked. He worked in the toxicology lab. His job was simple. He studied poisons. He found out what killed things. And for 300 years, he had been very good at his job. But today, everything he knew was about to change. The humans had arrived 6 months ago. The Galactic Council had finally accepted Earth into their union. It was a big moment. Humans were new. Humans were strange. And honestly, humans made everyone a little nervous. Dr. Vell had read the reports about humans. They came from a death world. Their planet was full of things that wanted to kill them. Earthquakes, volcanoes, animals with sharp teeth. Even their weather tried to murder them. And somehow, they survived. Not just survived. They built cities. They made art. They flew into space. It was impressive. It was also terrifying. Jay was the human assigned to the research station. He was young by human standards. Maybe 30 years old. He had black hair, dark eyes, and a smile that seemed too calm for someone living in space. He worked as a cultural liaison. His job was to help the aliens understand humans. So far, he had only confused them more. Dr. Vell watched Jay through the glass window of the toxicology lab. The human was sitting in the common room, reading something on his tablet. He looked peaceful. Normal, not at all like a creature from a death world. "Are you still watching him?" asked Nira, Dr. Vell's assistant. She was smaller than him, with silver skin and 3 eyes. She had been studying humans for weeks. She had made very little progress. "He fascinates me," Dr. Vell admitted. "How does something so soft survive on such a dangerous planet?" Nira shook her head. "I do not know. Their bones break easily. Their skin tears. They cannot survive in cold or heat for long. By all logic, they should be extinct. And yet they are not." The door to the common room opened. Another human walked in. This one was female. Her name was Hana. She was shorter than Jay, with long dark hair tied behind her head. She worked in the engineering department. The aliens found her equally confusing. Hana was carrying a bag. She set it on the table in front of Jay. They exchanged words that Dr. Vell could not hear. Then Jay's face lit up with joy. "What is in the bag?" Nira asked. "I do not know. Let us find out." Dr. Vell pressed a button on his console. The audio from the common room filled his lab. "You actually brought it?" Jay was saying. His voice was excited. Hana laughed. "I know a guy. He owed me a favor. Besides, we have been in space for 6 months. We deserve this." She reached into the bag and pulled out a green bottle. The liquid inside was clear. The label had strange human writing on it. Dr. Vell leaned forward. His 4 arms gripped the console. "What is that?" "Scanning now," Nira said. Her instruments hummed. Data filled her screen. Then her 3 eyes went wide. "Dr. Vell, that bottle contains ethanol." "Ethanol?" Dr. Vell felt his blood turn cold. "Are you certain?" "Yes. Concentration is approximately 40%. The rest is water." Doctor." Vell stood up so fast that his chair fell over. Ethanol was poison. Pure, deadly poison. It killed cells. It destroyed organs. Even a small amount could be fatal to most species in the galaxy. And this human was holding a bottle full of it. "We must stop them," Dr. Vell said. He ran toward the door. "They do not know what they have. They will kill themselves." Nira followed him. "Should I call security?" "Yes. Call everyone. This is an emergency." They ran through the halls of the station. Other aliens saw them and stepped aside. Dr. Vell was known for being calm. Seeing him run meant something was very wrong. The door to the common room slid open. Dr. Vell burst inside. His 4 arms waved in the air. His voice was loud and panicked. "Stop. Do not touch that bottle." Jay and Hannah looked up. They seemed surprised. Not scared. Just surprised. Dr. Vell? Jay said. Is something wrong? That bottle. Dr. Vell pointed at it with all four hands. It contains ethanol. It is poison. Deadly poison. You must put it down immediately. Jay looked at the bottle. Then he looked at Hannah. Then they both did something that made Dr. Vell's heart stop. They laughed. Oh, this. Jay picked up the bottle. He turned it so Dr. Vell could see the label. This is soju. It is a drink. We drink it. Dr. Vell's mind could not process what he was hearing. You drink poison? On purpose? It is not poison to us, Hannah said. Well, technically it is, but our bodies can handle it. In small amounts anyway. Small amounts will still damage your organs. Yeah, probably, Jay shrugged. But it makes us feel good, so we do it anyway. Neera arrived at the door, breathing hard. Behind her were 4 security officers. They were all staring at the scene with confusion. Dr. Vell held up a hand to stop them. He needed to understand this. He needed to make sense of what the humans were saying. Let me be clear, he said slowly. You know this substance is toxic. You know it damages your body. And you still choose to consume it? Yes, both humans said at the same time. For fun, Jay added. Dr. Vell felt dizzy. He had studied poisons his entire life. He had seen species die from far less dangerous substances. And here were 2 humans, calmly explaining that they drank poison for entertainment. This cannot be real, Neera whispered. Hannah reached into the bag again. She pulled out 2 small glasses. They were made of clear material. She set them on the table. Do you want to watch? She asked. I promise. We will be fine. Dr. Vell should have said no. He should have confiscated the bottle. He should have called the medical team and had both humans examined for brain damage. Instead, he sat down in a chair. His 4 arms hung at his sides. His eyes stayed locked on the bottle. Yes, he said. I want to watch. I need to understand. Jay smiled. He opened the bottle. A sharp smell filled the air. Dr. Vell recognized it immediately. It was the smell of death. The smell of cellular destruction. Jay poured the clear liquid into both glasses. He handed one to Hannah. They held the glasses up. In Korea, where we come from, Jay said, we have a tradition. When you drink with someone older, you turn your head away. It shows respect. I am 300 years old, Dr. Vell said. Jay grinned. Then I will definitely turn my head. He and Hannah touched their glasses together. The sound was small and clear. Then, they brought the glasses to their lips. Dr. Vell watched in horror as the humans tilted their heads back. The poison disappeared into their mouths. They swallowed. For a moment, nothing happened. Then Jay made a face. He shook his head. He breathed out sharply through his mouth. Strong, he said. Good though, really good. Hannah was already pouring another glass. It has been too long. I missed this. Dr. Vell could not speak. He looked at Neera. She was already typing on her device, recording everything she was seeing. The security officers at the door looked at each other. They had no idea what to do. This was not a situation their training had covered. Are you feeling anything? Dr. Vell asked. His voice was barely a whisper. Pain? Burning? Difficulty breathing? Jay thought about it. My throat is a little warm, but in a good way. Like sitting by a fire on a cold night. Your cells are dying. Probably some of them, yes. And this does not concern you? Jay picked up his second glass. He looked at Dr. Vell with those strange, soft human eyes. Doctor, he said, on Earth, we have a saying, life is short, you might as well enjoy it. Then he drank the poison again. Dr. Vell realized, in that moment, that he understood nothing about humans. And he was beginning to think that maybe no one in the galaxy ever would. The alarms started 30 minutes later. Dr. Vell had not moved from his chair. He sat frozen, watching the 2 humans drink glass after glass of poison. His mind was trying to process what he was seeing. It was failing. The red lights on the walls began to flash. A loud sound filled the station. Every alien on board knew what it meant. Medical. Emergency. Someone was dying. Nira looked at her device. Her 3 eyes went wide. The medical bay sent automated alerts, she said. The sensors detected elevated toxin levels in 2 life forms on the station. The humans, Dr. Vell said. Yes, the system thinks they are being poisoned. It activated emergency protocols. Dr. Vell looked at Jay and Hana. They had stopped drinking. They were looking at the flashing lights with mild interest. Neither of them seemed worried. What is happening? Jay asked. Is there a drill? Before Dr. Vell could answer, the doors burst open. Medical drones flew into the room. They were small, round machines with many arms. Their job was to save lives. They were very good at it. 6 drones surrounded Jay. 6 more surrounded Hana. Mechanical arms reached out, trying to scan them, trying to inject emergency medicine, trying to save them from the poison in their blood. Please remain calm, one drone said. Its voice was flat and mechanical. You have been exposed to a lethal toxin. Treatment is beginning. Jay ducked under a mechanical arm. No, wait. I am fine. This is normal. The drone did not understand. It was programmed to save lives. It detected poison. It would remove the poison. This was simple logic. Sedation may be required, the drone announced. Please do not resist. Hana grabbed one of the drone's arms and pushed it away. We are not sick. We did this on purpose. The drone stopped. Its processors tried to understand her words. A creature had poisoned itself on purpose. This did not make sense. The drone's programming had no answer for this. Error, the drone said. Statement does not compute. No species deliberately consumes lethal toxins. Humans do, Hana said. All the time. Error, error, error. The drone's lights flickered. Then it fell to the ground. Its systems had crashed. It could not handle the information it had received. Dr. Vell stood up slowly. He walked to the fallen drone. He had built this machine himself. It was one of the most advanced medical devices in the galaxy. And a simple human statement had broken it. What have you done to my drone? He asked. Jay looked guilty. I think we confused it. Sorry. More drones were arriving. They flew through the doors in a steady stream. The medical bay must have sent every unit they had. This was a full emergency response. The station commander arrived moments later. His name was Admiral Koss. He was tall, even by alien standards. His skin was dark purple, and he had a face that rarely showed emotion. Right now, it showed confusion. Dr. Vell, the Admiral said. Report. What is happening here? Dr. Vell did not know where to begin. He opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. The humans are drinking poison, he finally said. Admiral Koss looked at the humans. He looked at the bottle on the table. He looked at the broken drone on the floor. Explain, he said. Jay stepped forward. He seemed to understand that this situation needed careful words. He bowed his head slightly, a human gesture of respect. Admiral, he said, I apologize for the confusion. In human culture, we consume a substance called alcohol. It is made from fermented plants. It contains ethanol, which I understand is toxic to many species. It is toxic to all species, Admiral Koss said. Yes. But humans have a special enzyme in our bodies. It breaks down the ethanol. We can process small amounts without dying. Small amounts, Nira repeated. She looked at her device. You have consumed nearly half a liter in the past hour. Jay thought about this. That is not a small amount, is it? No. That is enough to kill a Velian elephant. Jay scratched the back of his head. Well, human tolerance is high. We have been doing this for thousands of years. Admiral Koss was silent for a long moment. The medical drones hovered around him, waiting for instructions. The alarms were still flashing. Turn off the alarms, the Admiral finally said. Send the drones back to the medical bay. Sir? One of the drones asked. The subjects are still contaminated. The subjects are human. Apparently, this is normal for them. The drones hesitated. Then they followed orders. One by one, they flew back through the doors. The alarms stopped. The red lights went dark. Admiral Koss turned back to the humans. His expression was unreadable. I have been in the Galactic Fleet for 200 years, he said. I have seen many strange things. I have never seen anything like this. Hana smiled. Would you like to try some? It might help you relax. Every alien in the room took a step back. Admiral Koss looked at the bottle like it was a weapon. I would die, he said flatly. Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot. Dr. Vell's scientific mind was starting to work again. The shock was fading. Curiosity was taking its place. I must study this, he said. This is incredible. A species that evolved to consume poison. The implications are enormous. We did not evolve for it, Jay said. We kind of evolved around it. Our ancestors discovered alcohol by accident, rotten fruit, fermented grain. They ate it. Some of them died. The ones who lived passed on their genes. Eventually, we got better at processing it. Your evolution was shaped by accidental poisoning? A lot of human evolution was shaped by accidents. We are very good at surviving stupid decisions. Nira was writing frantically on her device. Her 3 eyes were glowing with excitement. This was the kind of discovery that could make a career. A species that deliberately poisoned itself for pleasure. It was madness. It was genius. It was very, very human. What does the poison do to you? Dr. Vell asked. Why do you consume it? You said it makes you feel good. Explain. Jay sat down in a chair. He was starting to feel the effects of the soju. His movements were slower. His words were slightly softer. But his mind was still clear. Alcohol affects our brain, he said. It slows down our thinking. It makes us feel relaxed, happy, sometimes sad. It depends on the person. Alders knows Honerding tarding 10. Doesn't persitive the tar. Alders knows tarding tar. Alders knows tarding tar. Tarding tar. Tarding. It damages your brain? A little, temporarily. The effects go away after a few hours. As long as we do not drink too much. What happens if you drink too much? Jay and Hana exchanged a look. There was a long history in that look. Stories they could tell. Stories they probably should not. Bad things, Hana said. We become sick. We lose control of our bodies. We make bad decisions. If we drink way too much, we can die. And yet you still do it. Yes. Why? Hana thought about it. She poured herself another glass. The aliens watched her with a mix of horror and fascination. Because life is hard, she said. Being human is hard. We feel things deeply. We worry about the future. We regret the past. Sometimes, we need to turn all of that off for a while. Alcohol helps us do that. She drank the glass in one swallow. Plus, she added, it makes food taste better. And it makes singing more fun. Admiral Koss looked like he wanted to leave. This conversation was far beyond his training. He was a military officer. He fought wars. He did not discuss the philosophy of self-poisoning. I will file a report with the Galactic Council, he said. They will want to know about this. Human drinking habits may need to be added to the official records. There are a lot of human habits that should be added to the records, Jay said. This is just the beginning. The Admiral's purple skin turned slightly pale. What do you mean? We also eat capsaicin. That is the chemical in hot peppers. It triggers pain receptors. We like the burning. No one spoke. And caffeine. That is a stimulant that can stop your heart if you have too much. We put it in drinks we have every morning. Still silence. Oh, and some humans eat a fish called fugu. It is extremely poisonous. If it is not prepared correctly, it kills you. We consider it a delicacy. Admiral Koss turned and walked out of the room. He did not say goodbye. He did not look back. He had heard enough. Dr. Vell sat back down. His forearms hung limply at his sides. His mind was full of questions. Too many questions. Why? He asked. It was the only word he could manage. Jay smiled. It was a gentle smile. Understanding. Like he was explaining something to a child. Doctor, he said, humans come from a planet that tried to kill us every day. Everything on Earth is dangerous. The weather, the animals, even the plants. We had to become dangerous too. Not with weapons, not with strength, but with stubbornness. He picked up the bottle of soju. He looked at it like an old friend. We learned to eat what tried to poison us. We learned to live where nothing should live. We turned our weaknesses into strengths. He poured another glass. The universe is full of things that can kill us. But we are humans. We have been fighting death since we were born. And sometimes, when we win, we celebrate. He raised the glass. With poison. Then he drank. Dr. Vell watched him. He understood now. Not completely. Maybe not ever completely. But he understood enough. Humans were not strong. They were not fast. They were not smart. Not compared to some species. But they were stubborn. They were defiant. They looked at death and laughed. And somehow, impossibly, they survived. It was the most terrifying thing Dr. Vell had ever learned. 3 hours had passed since the alarms stopped. 3 hours since the medical drones returned to their bays. 3 hours since Admiral Koss walked away without looking back. Dr. Vell was still in the common room. He had not moved. He could not move. His scientific mind demanded answers. And the humans, it seemed, were happy to provide them. Jay and Hana were still drinking. The bottle of soju was nearly empty now. By all logic, they should be dead. By all reason, their organs should have failed. Instead, they were laughing. Nira sat next to Dr. Vell. Her 3 eyes were tired. She had been recording data for hours. Her device was full of notes. None of them made sense. Doctor, she said quietly, I think something is happening to them. Dr. Vell looked at the humans. They were different now. Their faces were red. Their movements were loose and slow. Their words were slightly unclear. They are dying, Dr. Vell said. No, I scanned them. Their vital signs are stable. Their organs are functioning. They are not dying. Then, what is happening? Nira checked her device again. According to their own terminology, they are getting drunk. Dr. Vell had read about this word, drunk. It was a human state caused by alcohol. The reports described it as a loss of normal function. A temporary change in behavior and thinking. But reading about it and seeing it were very different things. Jay was trying to stand up. It was not going well. He grabbed the edge of the table. His legs seemed to disagree about which direction to go. I am fine, he said. His words were slower than before. Perfectly fine. Just need to stretch my legs. Hana laughed. It was a loud, bright sound. You cannot walk. Sit down before you hurt yourself. I can walk. Watch. Jay took a step. Then another. On the third step, he wobbled dangerously to the left. Dr. Vell caught him with 2 of his forearms. The human was surprisingly light. And surprisingly warm. Thank you, Jay said. He looked up at Dr. Vell with glassy eyes. You have very nice arms. 4 of them. That must be useful. Please sit down, Dr. Vell said. Yes, good idea. Sitting is good. Jay collapsed back into his chair. He seemed happy about it. Like sitting was the greatest achievement of his life. Nira leaned closer to Dr. Vell. His motor functions are impaired. His speech patterns have changed. But his heart rate is stable. His blood pressure is normal. The poison is affecting his brain, not his body. It appears so. The ethanol is interfering with neural transmission, but it is not killing the neurons, just slowing them down. This was incredible. The human brain was being poisoned, but instead of dying, it was just becoming less efficient. Temporarily, reversibly. Hana was doing better than Jay. She seemed steadier. More controlled. but she was clearly affected too. Her usual careful manner was gone. She spoke more freely, laughed more easily. "Can I ask you something, Doctor?" she said. Dr. Vell turned to her. "Of course. What do your people do for fun when you are not working?" It was a simple question, but Dr. Vell found himself struggling to answer. The Vellians were a serious species. They valued work, achievement, contribution to society. "We study," he said finally. "We learn. We create new knowledge. That is work. It is satisfying work." Hana shook her head. "No. I mean real fun. Something that makes you forget about everything else. Something that makes you happy, just for being happy." Dr. Vell thought about it. He thought for a long time. "I do not know," he admitted. Hana looked sad. Not for herself. For him. "That is terrible," she said. "Everyone needs fun. Even scientists. Especially scientists." "Why especially scientists?" "Because you think too much. Your brain needs rest. If you do not rest it, it will break." Dr. Vell considered this. Human brains apparently needed to be poisoned occasionally to function properly. It was an absurd concept. But looking at Hana, he wondered if there was truth in it. Jay started singing. It came out of nowhere. One moment he was sitting quietly. The next, he was making sounds that Dr. Vell assumed were meant to be music. The song was in a human language. Korean. Probably. Dr. Vell did not understand the words, but the melody was surprisingly pleasant. Slow and sweet. Like water flowing over stones. Hana joined him. Their voices blended together. Two humans. Full of poison. Singing in the common room of a research station in deep space. Other aliens started to gather at the door. Word had spread through the station. The humans were doing something strange again. No one wanted to miss it. Dr. Vell recognized some of the faces. Engineers. Researchers. Even a few security officers. They all watched with the same expression. Confusion mixed with curiosity. The song ended. Jay and Hana looked at each other and smiled. Then they laughed again. The kind of laugh that needed no reason. The kind of laugh that came from somewhere deep inside. "What was that?" Nira asked. Her voice was quiet. Almost reverent. "A song from home," Hana said. "About missing someone you love. We always sing it when we drink." "You sing about sadness while poisoning yourselves?" "Yes, it helps." "How does it help?" Hana thought about it. The alcohol made thinking slower. But sometimes, slower thinking was deeper thinking. "When you feel sad alone, it stays inside you," she said. "It grows. It hurts. But when you share it, when you sing about it with someone else, it becomes smaller. You remember that you are not alone. That everyone feels sad sometimes. And that makes the sadness easier to carry." The aliens at the door were silent. They were 100 different species. Different bodies. Different minds. Different ways of living. But in that moment, something Hana said touched them. Maybe not all of them. Maybe not deeply. But something small shifted in the way they looked at the humans. Dr. Vell felt it too. A crack in his understanding. A glimpse of something he had never considered. Humans did not drink poison because they were stupid. They did not do it because they wanted to die. They did it because being alive was hard. And sometimes, the only way to survive the hardness was to let go of control for a while. "May I ask another question?" Dr. Vell said. Hana nodded. "Of course. On my planet, we have substances that can alter brain chemistry. We never use them. We consider it dangerous. Unwise. A weakness. I understand. But watching you tonight, I wonder if we are wrong. You seem happier now than I have ever seen you. More open. More honest. Is this the true you? Or is this the poison?" Hana was quiet for a moment. It was a good question. A hard question. "Both," she said finally. "When I am sober, I hide parts of myself. Not on purpose. It just happens. We all do it. We are afraid of being judged, afraid of being wrong, afraid of looking foolish. She gestured at herself. At Jay. At the nearly empty bottle. This does not change who we are. It just removes the fear. For a little while, we can be ourselves without worrying what others think. And when the effects fade, we remember what it felt like. And maybe, sometimes, we are a little braver, a little more honest. Even without the alcohol, Dr. Vell thought about this. He thought about his 300 years of life, all the things he had never said, all the feelings he had kept hidden, all the connections he had never made because he was afraid. Maybe the humans were not the crazy ones. Maybe everyone else was just too scared to live. Jay was trying to pour another glass. His hands were not cooperating. The liquid went everywhere except into the glass. I think the bottle is broken, he said seriously. Hana took the bottle from him. The bottle is fine. You are broken. Ah, yes, that makes more sense. She poured him a proper glass. Then one for herself. She held hers up. To Dr. Vell, she said, for not having us arrested. Jay raised his glass too. It tilted dangerously. To the four-armed alien who caught me when I fell. Dr. Vell did not know what to say. No one had ever toasted him before. It felt strange, but also warm. Like the feeling Jay had described earlier. Like sitting by a fire. Thank you, he said. The humans drank. Then Jay looked at the aliens gathered at the door. Does anyone else want to join us? He called out. We have more bottles. In Hana's room. Many more. The aliens looked at each other. They looked at Dr. Vell. They looked at the two humans, red-faced and smiling and clearly full of poison. One of them stepped forward. He was a young researcher. Small. Green. With too many eyes. Will it kill me? He asked. Probably, Jay said honestly. But we have water too. You can drink water with us. It is not the same. But you can still be part of it. The young alien thought about it. Then he walked to the table and sat down. I will have water, he said. One by one, other aliens followed. They came to the table. They sat down. They did not drink the poison. But they stayed. Because maybe, just maybe, the point was not the drinking. It was the being together. Dr. Vell looked around the room. Dozens of species. Dozens of stories. All sitting together. Because two humans had decided to poison themselves. It was ridiculous. It was beautiful. And somewhere deep inside, Dr. Vell felt something he had not felt in a very long time. He felt happy. The next morning came slowly. On a space station, there was no real sunrise, no natural light to wake you up. Just the gentle increase of artificial lights that told everyone it was time to work again. Dr. Vell had not slept. He had stayed in the common room all night, watching, taking notes, trying to understand. The gathering had continued for hours. More aliens had joined. More water had been drunk. At some point, someone brought food. Strange foods from different planets. Everyone shared. Everyone talked. It was the largest social gathering in the station's history. And it had started because two humans decided to drink poison. Now it was morning. The crowd had gone. The tables were messy with empty glasses and food containers. And the two humans were still there. But something was different. Jay was lying on the floor. His eyes were closed. His face was pale, not red like before. He was making small sounds of pain. Hana was sitting in a chair, holding her head with both hands. She looked like someone had hit her with a heavy object. Repeatedly, Dr. Vell approached them carefully. Are you dying now? Jay made a noise that might have been a laugh. Or might have been a cry. It was hard to tell. No, he said weakly. This is worse. This is a hangover. Dr. Vell had read about hangovers. The human body's reaction to processing large amounts of alcohol. Headache. Nausea. Sensitivity to light and sound. General misery. Your body is punishing you for the poison, he said. Yes, it does that. Every time? Every time we drink too much. Yes. Nira appeared at the door. She was carrying a tray with some equipment. Her 3 eyes looked tired but excited. Dr. Vel, I have been analyzing the data from last night. The results are fascinating. Later, please, Hana said. Her voice was barely a whisper. Sound is very painful right now. Nira lowered her voice. I apologize, but you need to see this. She set up a small display screen. Data appeared on it. Dr. Vel leaned in to look. This is the chemical breakdown of how their bodies process the ethanol. Nira explained quietly. Their livers produced a special enzyme. It converted the ethanol into acetaldehyde. That is also a toxin, Dr. Vel noted. Yes. But then another enzyme converted the acetaldehyde into acetic acid. Basically vinegar. Their bodies turned the poison into something harmless. Dr. Vel stared at the data. The process was elegant. Simple, even. But no other species in the galaxy had developed anything like it. Why them? He asked. Why did humans evolve this ability when no one else did? Nira pulled up more data. I researched Earth's history. It seems early humans discovered fermented beverages by accident. Fruits left in containers would turn into alcohol naturally. The humans who could tolerate it had an advantage. What advantage? It is poison. Clean water was rare on Earth. Water sources were often contaminated with dangerous bacteria. But alcohol killed bacteria. Early humans who could drink fermented beverages had safer hydration options. They survived. They passed on their genes. Dr. Vel sat back. Humans evolved to drink poison because their water was trying to kill them. Essentially, yes. It was a perfect example of evolution. A species faced with deadly conditions had adapted in an impossible way. Instead of avoiding the poison, they had learned to use it. It was brilliant. It was insane. It was very, very human. Jay sat up slowly. Every movement seemed to cause him pain, but he was smiling slightly. Worth it, he said. You are suffering, Dr. Vel pointed out. How is it worth it? Last night was good. We met people. We shared stories. We laughed. We sang. Jay rubbed his temples. This headache will pass. The memories will stay. Hana nodded carefully. We could have stayed in our rooms. Done nothing. Felt nothing. We chose differently. You chose pain. We chose connection. The pain is just a tax we pay for it. Dr. Vel considered this. The Velians did not think this way. They calculated costs and benefits. They avoided anything that caused harm, even temporary harm. They were logical, efficient, and suddenly, Dr. Vel realized something important. They were also lonely. He had lived for 300 years. He had made no close friends. He had no meaningful relationships outside of work. He had protected himself from pain so carefully that he had also protected himself from joy. The humans did not do that. They ran toward life with their arms open. They accepted the pain because they wanted the good parts more. I need to file my report, Dr. Vel said quietly. Jay looked concerned. Are we in trouble? No. But the Galactic Council needs to know about this. About what I observed last night. About what humans are really like. He stood up. His forearms hung at his sides. He felt different this morning. Changed somehow. I spent 300 years studying poisons, he said. I thought I understood what killed living things. I was wrong. Hana tilted her head. What do you mean? I knew about physical poisons, chemical reactions that destroy cells. But last night, I learned about a different kind of poison. The kind that kills species slowly, without them noticing. What kind? Isolation, fear. The belief that safety is more important than living. The room was quiet. Even Jay and Hana, with their pounding headaches, were paying attention. My people have lived for millions of years, Dr. Vel continued. We have technology you cannot imagine. We have conquered diseases, extended our lives, built empires that span galaxies. That sounds amazing, Jay said. It sounds empty. Dr. Vel's voice was soft, almost sad. We have everything except the things that matter. joy, connection, meaning. We protected ourselves from pain so well that we forgot how to feel anything else. He looked at the humans. These small, fragile creatures who could not even stand up straight this morning. You are different. You hurt. You struggle. Your bodies break down from the things you choose to do. But you are alive in a way my people have forgotten how to be. Hana reached out and touched his arm, one of his forearms. Her hand was warm and small. It is not too late to learn, she said. I am 300 years old. So? I learned how to dance last year. I was terrible. I am still terrible. But I do it anyway. Because it makes me happy. And it's say, Jay laughed, then groaned in pain from laughing. She really is terrible at dancing. Do not let her teach you. Hana threw a napkin at him. It missed badly. Dr. Vell watched them. These strange, impossible creatures. They were suffering right now. Their bodies were punishing them for their choices. And they were still making jokes. Still connecting. Still living. I will need to study humans more, Dr. Vell said. This goes beyond toxicology. This is about understanding life itself. Does that mean you will spend more time with us? Hana asked. If you will allow it. Jay grinned despite his headache. Of course. But next time, you have to actually drink something. Water does not count. Ethanol would kill me. We have other options. Fruit juice, tea, warm milk. Jay paused. Warm milk is actually really good when you are tired. Very comforting. Dr. Vell had never had warm milk. He had never had fruit juice. He had consumed nutrients in efficient medical formulas for his entire life. I would like to try warm milk, he said. Hana smiled. It was a warm smile. The kind of smile that had nothing to do with efficiency or logic. Then that is what we will do, she said. Tonight, after you file your report. The hangover will be gone by then, Jay added. Probably. Mostly. Enough to drink more. Dr. Vell nodded. He had a lot of work to do. Reports to write. Data to analyze. Colleagues to convince. But for the first time in 300 years, he was looking forward to something that was not work. He was looking forward to warm milk with friends. And that, perhaps, was the most human thing he had ever felt. 1 week later, Dr. Vell stood before the Galactic Council. The chamber was enormous. Thousands of representatives from hundreds of species filled the seats. They came from worlds scattered across the galaxy. Some were ancient. Some were young. All were curious about why they had been called here. Dr. Vell had never spoken to the council before. His forearms were shaking slightly. But he thought of Jay and Hana. He thought of their courage. And he stepped forward. Thank you for allowing me to address this assembly, he began. I am here to present my findings on human physiology and behavior. Specifically, their relationship with toxic substances. He activated his display screen. Data and images appeared. Graphs showing ethanol processing, charts detailing human liver function, recordings from the night in the common room. As most of you know, humans recently joined the Galactic Union. They come from a Class 5 death world called Earth. Everything on their planet is dangerous, and yet, they not only survived, they thrived. He showed them the bottle of soju. The clear liquid that looked so harmless and was so deadly. This substance contains ethanol, a poison that kills cells on contact. Every species in this room would die from consuming it. The humans drink it for entertainment. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Representatives leaned forward. Some looked disgusted. Others looked fascinated. I watched 2 humans consume nearly a full liter of this substance over several hours. They did not die. They did not even become seriously ill. Instead, they experienced a state of altered consciousness that they call being drunk. He showed the recordings, Jay stumbling, Hana laughing, both of them singing. Their motor functions were impaired. Their speech was unclear. Their judgment was compromised. By all measures, they should have been in medical distress. 1. He paused. Instead, they were happy. The council chamber was silent. Dr. Vell had their complete attention. I have spent the past week studying human history. What I found is remarkable. Humans have been consuming alcohol for at least 10,000 years. It is present in almost every human culture. They drink it to celebrate. They drink it to mourn. They drink it when they are happy and when they are sad. He brought up images of Earth, weddings where champagne was poured, funerals where whiskey was shared, friends gathering around tables covered with bottles and glasses. On Earth, sharing alcohol is a bonding ritual. It builds trust. It creates connection. It signals that you are willing to lower your defenses with another person. One of the council members raised a tentacle. Are you suggesting that self-poisoning is somehow beneficial? I am suggesting that humans have found a way to use poison as a social tool. They accept the physical cost because the emotional benefit is greater. Another representative spoke. This is illogical. No species should deliberately harm itself. Dr. Vell nodded. I thought the same thing. For 300 years, I believed that avoiding harm was the purpose of intelligent life. The humans taught me otherwise. He changed the display. Now it showed his own notes. Pages of observations and conclusions. The night I watched the humans drink, something unexpected happened. Other species joined them, not to consume alcohol, just to be present, to share the experience. Within hours, the common room was filled with beings from across the galaxy, sitting together, talking, laughing. He looked around the chamber. I have worked on that research station for 50 years. I have never seen anything like it. The humans created community out of nothing. They used their strange ritual to bring people together. The council was listening. Really listening. Dr. Vell could feel the shift in the room. I believe we have been studying humans wrong, he continued. We look at their bodies and see weakness. Small, soft, fragile. We look at their behaviors and see madness. They take risks. They ignore danger. They drink poison. He stood taller, but we have missed the point. Humans are not weak. They are adaptable. They are not mad. They are brave. They face a universe that wants to kill them. And instead of hiding, they run toward it. They embrace life with all its pain and joy and uncertainty. He thought of Jay, lying on the floor with his hangover, saying it was worth it. They taught me something important. Safety is not the same as living. Avoiding pain is not the same as finding joy. Sometimes, the best things in life require sacrifice. Sometimes you have to risk something to gain something. The chamber was completely still. I am 300 years old. I have spent my entire life in laboratories. I have studied death. I have cataloged poisons. I have never taken a risk that was not carefully calculated. He took a deep breath. Last night, I tried warm milk. It was a human suggestion. They said it would be comforting. And they were right. It was sweet and warm, and it made me feel peaceful. That is all. A simple drink that changed nothing and meant everything. He looked at the representatives. Thousands of eyes looking back at him. We are the Galactic Council. We represent the greatest civilizations in the universe. We have technology that can reshape planets. We have knowledge that spans millions of years. And yet, we gather in this chamber and discuss budgets and trade agreements and territorial disputes. His voice grew stronger. The humans have been spacefaring for less than a century. They have almost nothing compared to us. But they know something we have forgotten. Life is not about what you achieve. It is about how you feel while achieving it. He turned off his display. My recommendation to this council is simple. Do not fear the humans. Do not try to change them. Learn from them. They are strange and confusing and sometimes ridiculous, but they are alive in ways that most of us have never been. The chamber erupted in discussion. Representatives argued with each other. Some agreed with Dr. Vell. Others thought he had lost his mind. The debate would continue for hours. Maybe days. Dr. Vell did not stay to listen. He had said what he needed to say. He returned to the research station. He walked to the common room. Jay and Hannah were already there, sitting at a table with several bottles. How did it go? Hannah asked. I do not know. They are still discussing. Jay pushed a glass toward him. It was filled with clear liquid. This is water. I thought you might be thirsty after all that talking. Dr. Vell sat down. He picked up the glass. The water was cool and clean. No poison. No danger. But sitting here, with these humans, drinking something simple and safe, he felt more alive than he had in centuries. The council may have many questions for you, he said. They will want to understand human drinking culture. Hana grinned. We can handle questions. We are very good at talking, especially when we have been drinking. We are also very good at drinking when we have been talking, Jay added. Dr. Vell felt something strange happening to his face. His mouth was curving upward. His eyes were crinkling at the corners. He was smiling. Will you teach me? He asked. Not to drink alcohol. That would kill me. But to live like you do. To be brave. To accept pain for the sake of joy. Hana reached across the table and took one of his 4 hands. That is what friends do, she said. They teach each other how to live. Jay raised his glass. To living, whatever that means. Hana raised hers. To poison that brings people together. Dr. Vell raised his water. To humans, he said. The strangest, most wonderful species in the galaxy. They drank together. Water and alcohol and friendship. And somewhere in the great galactic council chambers, a new entry was being added to the official records. Human classification update. Species demonstrates ability to consume and process lethal toxins for recreational purposes. Physical effects include impaired coordination, altered speech patterns, and temporary cognitive changes. Emotional effects include increased happiness, enhanced social bonding, and elevated singing frequency. Danger level, extremely high. Recommended protocol. Do not challenge humans to drinking contests. They will survive. They will laugh. They will ask for more, and somehow, impossibly, they will make you want to join them. End of file. Classification. Restricted. Note, from Records Department. Dr. Vell has requested that warm milk be added to the station's food supply. Request approved. Further research into human comfort beverages is ongoing. Second note. Dr. Vell has been seen smiling in the hallways. Medical examination recommended. Third note. Medical examination complete. Dr. Vell is not ill. He is just happy. This is a new phenomenon. We are monitoring the situation.